What's up, everyone? Saintsfan back again with about 10 or so tips for playing the Doomsday Heist. I didn't want to do a full guide because, as many of you guys know, I'm not the best GT Online player, and I think me doing a guide wouldn't really mean much. But I have played through every single Doomsday Heist mission, although I will tell you guys I did not complete Act 3, the finale, just yet, because it is insanely hard, and I'll get to that in this video. But these are just some things, some tips, tricks that me and my friends found that really helped us when playing some of these harder missions. So that's what this video is. Hopefully this can help you guys. And if you have any other tips you want to let us know about, leave them in the comment section. Now, quickly, side note, I grinded through Act 2 and Act 3 last night with some people from my Discord. I was recording all of it. It was like 6 or 7 hours of footage. And at the very end, it got corrupted. Thanks, NVIDIA Shadowplay. I don't really know what happened. I'll try to get some gameplay that's relevant. If not, what you're going to be seeing is the Act 3 finale, and I'll just tell you guys the tips instead of being able to show you guys. So I'm sorry about that, but blame NVIDIA Shadowplay, man. It keeps doing this. I don't know why. But if you're seeing the Act 3 finale, it's insane, man. I really don't know how just me and my friend, 2 people, are supposed to do this. But anyway, let's get into the tips. The first tip, this is a tip that just goes across pretty much all of the heists. Start out as a CEO. Don't be an MC, because as a CEO, you can actually heal your friends. I don't know if this applies to the leader, but bodyguards, if they are in cover and if they're in the little circle that's on the minimap, they will slowly, over time, heal to 100%. So this is very beneficial if maybe you run out of snacks, or if you just don't want to use snacks, you have some time, some downtime in one of the missions. Tell them to get in cover, tell them to get in your little circle, and tell them to heal up. The only odd part about this, in the finale, in the Act 3 finale, it didn't work. So I don't know if that was something I did by mistake, or if maybe they just don't allow it in the Act 3 finale, but in every one of the setup missions, we got it to work. Now, one of the other tips I can tell you guys before we hop into specific mission tips, if you don't care about the Criminal Mastermind Challenge or any of the other challenges, do the setup missions on normal. This does not affect the end payout. All it does is affect the payout that your bodyguards get, and it's really not even that much. From what we gathered when we did these missions, the setup missions on hard, I think the people that were in the mission, they got like $33,000 to $35,000. So not even really that much. But then we did it on normal, and they only got $28,500. So like a $5,000 difference for getting an extra life. That, I think, is worth it, because some of the setup missions are insanely hard, and if you're playing with 4 people, you know, someone's bound to die. So you do have that one life cushion. And I can't tell you how many times that has saved us. But like I said, this really only applies if you are not going for the Criminal Mastermind Challenge or not trying to do them all on hard to get the extra bonuses. Maybe you end up doing those because they're worth it to you. But if you're just, you know, a casual player trying to complete these missions, do the setup missions on normal. And then once you get to the finale, switch that to hard, so you get the extra payout, because playing the finale on hard will net you a couple $100,000 more. Okay, now the specific heist missions. Let's talk about them. One of the ones early on that is very difficult, and I've seen a ton of people on Twitter complain about, the Avenger mission in Act 2. Now, spoiler alert, just letting you guys know, if you have not completed any of these missions, I will be spoiling pretty much everything. If you don't care about that, then continue watching. But if you do care about it, then none of this stuff will be a surprise if you continue watching the video. So in the Avenger mission, you go to the hangar and it's an ambush. The lights go out and you're given night vision goggles. Now, some people actually didn't know this, but if you hit E on the keyboard, or I have no idea what it is on a controller, maybe someone in the comments can let us know, your guy will put night vision goggles on. So it's not like you're trying to run around in the dark. They didn't make it that hard. I know I've seen people say, how do I do this? It's in the dark. I can't see anything. You got to turn on the night vision goggles. Now, when the lights go out, the way I found to be the easiest, you head to the right. Now, there will be a guy that spawns behind like the little garage part on the right. You can quickly take him out, but work your way from the right. I guess it doesn't matter. I just found that the right was a little bit easier. But the whole key to this mission is actually not using the night vision. One thing I thought of, because we kept failing, I was like, why are we failing? We can't see anyone. That's probably the reason. So I had the ingenious idea of pulling out my thermal sniper. And to my surprise, it actually worked. So what I did for the next like 15 minutes was basically just walk around with the sniper scope up with the thermal vision. And by doing this, you can see where everyone is. You can see them through walls and you can shoot them. Now, sometimes with the explosive sniper, at least if you're using it, people won't go down on one explosive shot. So you may have to, you know, be careful so you don't waste all of your ammo, because you're only given, what, 38 bullets? One thing you could end up doing is switching from the explosive bullets, maybe switch to something else that has more ammo. That would probably be better. But basically, the whole key to this mission is using that thermal sniper, because you can take out everyone on the ground, and then you can slowly work your way up the levels, checking where people are. And this way, you won't be surprised when you get shot from across the freaking thing in the dark. Because really, the night vision in the game, yeah, it lets you see in front of you, but I swear, it's so hard to see people that are actually trying to kill me. So use a thermal sniper in the Avenger mission. That is the best thing you can do. Now, this next tip is for a lot of the missions. For whatever reason, they actually allow you to spawn your vigilante as a personal vehicle. I don't believe they allow you to spawn any other vehicles in the game that have rockets or have weapons. So definitely take advantage of this. I'm sure it'll get patched. But the vigilante came in handy in so many missions. There were some that you had to go kill people and take something. There were some where you had to defend whatever you stole against helicopters and other and other NPCs. And the vigilante takes them out so easily. The rockets, I believe you have 30 of them. The second you lock on, that NPC is dead. It doesn't matter. The rocket will find a way. It'll lock on to people that they don't need to be in cars. The vigilante is just probably the best thing. And you can get around very quickly. With the boost, it's the fastest vehicle in the game. So if you're on the highway or something, you can easily get to places quicker than any other vehicle. This next one, I believe, is the final one for Act 2. I think it's the finale for Act 2. You're just coming out of the submarine and you have to get into the Avenger. And while you're doing this, there is a bunch of NPCs that spawn. But when you come out of the sub, what you can do, instead of swimming straight to the shore, which is what me and my friends actually did, and we had to fight the NPCs, what you can do is actually just swim to the right. The NPCs will spawn on the beach and like the helicopters will be on the beach. But if you swim to the right, they actually don't follow you for whatever reason. And you can get in the Avenger and then take off. And it's really easy. So not that many people will have a problem with that mission, but if you want to make it easier on yourself, then just swim a little further to the right, or I guess left, it doesn't matter, and get in the Avenger, and the NPCs shouldn't really bother you. Now for Act 3, this is where it gets a little tricky, because there are a few missions in here that are just very, very annoying. One of them, Save Agent 14. The dummy gets abducted, or kidnapped, and you gotta go save him. And then, apparently GTA Online becomes some futuristic Terminator game, and we have robots that can go invisible that are in Juggernaut suits with miniguns. It's very crazy. But in the Save Agent 14 mission, two things I can tell you guys that helped us. Bring an armored vehicle that you can shoot out of, like the armored Kuruma, and also use the Incendiary Mark II revolver. Now, you're going to start with the Armored Kuruma first. There's a ton of people in the warehouse that's on the water, and if you're in the Armored Kuruma, they can't shoot you, but you can shoot them. So you can take them out really easily without losing any health. Now, where the Incendiary Mark II revolver comes into play is taking out those crazy robot guys. Now, you can take them out with rockets. You can take them out with maybe explosive snipers if you have them or if you want to use them. But with the Incendiary Mark II revolver, I wish I had gameplay to show you guys. You can take them out in like maybe 10 shots, maybe less. I don't know. If you have a lot of people shooting at them, the thing does a lot of damage. And if you're on console, the gun should lock on to the NPCs, so that might make it even easier. So if you've been struggling with that mission, then try out the Mark II revolver. And you gotta remember, like, take it easy, take it slow. Don't have your entire team sit in one position. You know, have someone flank around them. Usually with those guys, they'll focus on a specific person. So if a specific person is just hiding behind a wall, they'll keep shooting at the wall guy while you can go around and shoot them from the side. Me and my friends actually got to complete that Save Agent 14 mission in one try because we did that. And then that brings us to the Act 3 finale, what you're seeing in the gameplay, you may see some of these things. First off, take the tank. Me and my friend were sort of discussing this. You have an option at the end in the finale to take either the tank or that truck. I forget what it's called. That's like an open truck, but it has 2 guns on it. The reason I say take the tank, even though it's way slower and you're not going to get there as quick, the fact that you're in a tank and you really can't be damaged is just really, really beneficial. You won't have to waste snacks if someone shoots you. You won't have to waste body armor. And that stuff is crucial for at the end of this mission. So you may be thinking, I'll take the other vehicle because it's faster, but I think the tank is the best way to go. Plus, there are juggernauts that you can easily take out with the tank. Not sure how easy they would be with that other vehicle. Another thing, 3 people may be the sweet spot for this heist. 2 people is very difficult because there are just so many enemies. 4 people, you may run into a problem with people dying, just because 4 people, I think it may get a little too hectic, and that's just an extra person you gotta rely on to not die. But 3 people, I feel like, is the best way to go about this, because then you can have 2 people covering the person hacking, and I just feel like 3 people could end up taking out a lot more people. But one thing that you will notice, the enemies never stop spawning, so don't think there are waves that you can take out and then you have time. You have to constantly keep running and gunning. That's what we did, and that's how we found success. We busted out the LMG, you know, with like 100 or 200 rounds, and then we just started running, taking cover, and spraying. The benefit of the LMG is that it'll actually knock the NPCs down, and they do have a ton of health, so unless you get a headshot, it's going to take a lot of bullets to kill them. But the fact that you knock them down gives you time to get better positioning. Now, one thing, and this is the final tip, you'll notice in the gameplay, at least myself, my friend was also this way, we had half health. And the reason we had half health is because we ran out of snacks and we ran out of body armor. So I would say try your best to save your snacks and save your body armor for that mission, for this mission, because it's just so difficult. Now knowing what I do know, I feel like me and my friend could play through most of the Act 3 finale without using snacks or armor. Just because having all my snacks and, you know, most of my armor for that server hacking sequence would have been so nice. I mean, running around with like 1 million people spawning everywhere, constantly spawning behind you from every direction with half health, it gets very chaotic. You're almost like on the edge of your seat every single second because you don't know where people are going to spawn. You don't know if they're going to get a lucky shot off on you, and it's just having full health and full armor would have been really nice in that situation. So there you guys have it. Those were like 10 or so tips that I think really will help you guys out. At least they helped me out. Now, I would say apart from that Act 3 finale, I could easily get through some of these missions. Yeah, they might take a little long because you have to go a little slower pace than normal, but that beats failing these missions over and over again and dealing with all the loading screens. So thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy and found it helpful. I'm doing an $8 million shark card on my Twitter. Go check that out. But as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.